offer? I barely know her. All right. Today we're going to talk about how to create the most profitable acquisition offers. Everyone's always looking at how to unlock scale and increase performance from the ad account. The answer is usually not there in my experience. And your offer is such a big lever. It's such an important lever, and I'm not just talking about 30% off. I'm talking about how you message the value versus the price of what someone is paying. And today I'm going to go through 5 ways you can create offers, from testing your prices to testing discounts to testing bundles, price anchoring, and even some offers that can increase your LTV. Not many people think about their LTV when they think about acquisition offers, but you should. This episode of Tactical and Practical is brought to you by Intelligems. I think this is part 5. This is part 5 of a 8-part series I'm doing with Intelligems. It's all about how to unlock scale from testing high-impact areas from your website. If you've listened to my content at all in the past 2 years, even before I was sponsored by Intelligems, this is the kind of stuff I was preaching. It's what brought me to Intelligems in the first place. It allowed us an easier and more reliable way to split test areas of our website, from our offers to prices to content to messaging. So I hope you've been enjoying this series. And if you get to the end of these episodes and you think, man, I wish I could do that, I wish I could make $47,000 extra in profit a week from one test like I'm going to show you how to do today, but you don't have a way to do that, go to intelligems.io. Let them know that you heard about them from the Tactical and Practical podcast, and you can start making more money today. All right. 5 ways to create more profitable acquisition offers. First up is just simply testing your prices. I did a whole episode about this a couple weeks ago called How to Find Price Market Fit. It is my most listened to and most shared podcast episode to date. It's a good one. I do a whole deep dive on my price testing strategy. So you can listen to that in full. But before you do, before I move on today, I want to share the latest test I ran, because this is a test I ran since recording that last episode. We tested a price $10 lower than our control price, and just so you know, we have an AOV of about $350, so it's not a big price change at all. You know, that's only, like 3% of our AOV that we're testing. But dropping prices by 3% increased profit per session by 28%. Profit per session went 47 cents higher. So for the next 100,000 site visitors I get, we will profit an extra $47,000. There have been a couple of you who have reached out about having me help you run your price tests, and that's awesome. I got 2 things to say to you. 1, Intelligems has managed services, so you can hook up with them. And 2, if you don't have 20 minutes to set up a test that's going to produce an extra 50 grand in profit in a week, you might have other issues to work on. Price testing is worth your time. I promise you, this is just another example of that. So I just wanted to share with you guys, and really just wanted the first part of this episode to encourage you to go watch that last episode on price testing and really devote time to it, because the right price can make acquisition so much more profitable. Right, the thing that most people don't realize, when you test something on your website and conversion rate goes up, that means your CAC goes down. That's what that is. So all of these stats, report on website metrics: conversion rate, revenue per visitor, profit per visitor. But every time those things goes up, your CAC goes down, your profit on acquisition goes up. All right, that's number 1. Test your prices. Number 2, test your discounts. I think a lot of us kind of choose discounts on a whim, or like what we think sounds good: 20% off, 30% off, $100 off. But if you haven't tested what those thresholds are, then you don't really know the sweet spot of that either. And part of, I think, finding price market fit is finding the discount that's going to hit the right time of year. In times where consumers are more price sensitive, you might have to discount more. If you get really good at communicating the value of your products, then maybe you don't have to discount as much. So your offers should not just be repeated every single sales period. It should not just be whatever you ran for last Christmas or Father's Day or Valentine's Day, you should be testing these things. This is another reason why I'm a proponent of starting sales early, because I don't know what's going to be the most profitable Black Friday offer. But when I launch our early access Black Friday sale on November 1st and I get to test it for 3 weeks, then I know for sure what's going to unlock the most profit. And that's what I can set as my Black Friday offer, my Cyber Monday offer, my Christmas sale offer once we get into December. So test these things, test them early and test them often. Here are the results of a recent test we ran. We did our first ever kind of BOGO sale. We did buy one, get one half off watches. And we had never done that before. So while we were doing that, we tested prices of all of our watches to see what was going to convert the best on this new discount offer. The highest price one, which is not always common, but when you're bundling, makes a bunch of sense. Let's see, it was only a 2% increase in conversion rate, but because of the higher price, that leads to almost a 12% increase in profit per visitor and an extra $72,000 a month. I don't know how much money you guys are taking home a month, but 72 grand in profit a month, we will take that all day. Thank you, Discount Test. Last thing you can do here on discounts, or last thing I have done on discounts, is test escalating discounts. For people who are buying more than one item or spending a certain amount of money, you can use IntelliGems to test what those thresholds are and what those escalating discount offers are. I'm running one right now, so I can't share the results with you yet, but I think it's going to be really impactful. And if you have a product or a brand that people are likely to spend, kind of a wide price range at, I would highly, highly, highly recommend you test some kind of escalating discount strategy for the more people spend. This brings me neatly into our third way to create more profitable acquisition offers here, and it's bundling. I also did an episode a few weeks ago that was called Profit More, Our Bundle Strategy is Ripping, and that's still true today. You should be creating bundles based on your previous customer data. I think we live in such an amazing time to be marketers, where we have so much data at our fingertips and most of it goes to waste. And that's a damn shame, because there's a lot of money to be made from that data. The way we have used it is we have looked at products that customers were already buying together, or they were already buying on their second and third order, and we started bundling those products together as an acquisition offer, and it is absolutely crushing. So go look at your product journey data. Go look at what customers are buying together. Look at what customers are buying 30, 60, and 90 days after their first purchase, and try to accelerate that timeline. Try to see if you can get them to buy it all at once on day one, on order one. This has been really, really impactful to our business. This has informed our product development strategy, because we're seeing people who typically come to our site and spend $300 are coming to our site and spending $1,500. And that's encouraged us to go make higher quality, more expensive, more luxurious watches. So highly, highly recommend you guys go test bundles. The last thing that we are doing here is we're currently testing a build your own bundle kind of deal. That's going to have an escalating discount on it. That's going to unlock a free display box depending on how many watches you buy. That's in the works right now. I'll keep you updated in the next couple of weeks, but don't sleep on bundles. Trust me, I was a bundle skeptic. We didn't run bundles on our site until like a year ago, because I didn't think people were going to buy more than one watch at a time. But I've been proven wrong on that, and I'm very happy to have been proven wrong on that, because it's allowed us to scale acquisition. It's allowed us to scale the brand even at a higher CAC, because our AOV and our profit on first order is so much higher. So bundles, don't sleep on them. I'll admit this next tactic is my favorite. It's all about price anchoring, and it starts at the movie theater concession stand. I was fascinated as a kid, and now I understand it more, of why a small popcorn costs $10, a medium costs $10.50, and a large costs $11. when the large has like 8 times the amount of popcorn in it than the small. But because they're only priced $1 apart, or because it's only priced, $1 more than the medium, people pick the large, even though there's no way in hell you're going to eat that entire bag of popcorn because it's like 6 gallons of popcorn. But it just makes sense in our brains to be like, well, maybe I'll be hungry, or maybe I'll eat, some for the first half of the movie and put it down and then pick it up again at the end. Maybe I'll take it home. No, just me. Am I the only guy that takes popcorn home from the movie theater? Fuck. Damn it. That sucks to admit into a microphone. But this strategy can work on your e-com store too. The opposite of this strategy can also work on your e-com store, where instead of making the highest priced item so close to the others that it makes it easier to make the jump, you can make the highest price item so far away from the others that it makes the second most expensive item on your store look like a fantastic deal. We did that with a recent collection of watches where the first watch in the collection is almost double the price of the rest of the watches in it. Now, that's not just a gimmick on our end. It is made from a much rarer and more expensive material. But it makes the other watches here look like such a great deal. And there's something funny that happened with this test here. We sold more units of the most expensive one than any other. So this didn't work the way I thought it was going to work, but it worked out in a much better way where people just jumped at the one that was $800 as opposed to the ones that were $400. So do not sleep on price anchoring. We talked about price testing a ton already, but start talking about price anchors. Start looking at, how people are consuming all of the prices of all of the SKUs on your store at once. See if you can manipulate them to get people to act the way you want. You might be like me at the end of this test where I was very surprised that a drastically higher price on this watch actually made it look way more desirable, and people bought it. And as you can imagine, our profit on that $800 watch is a lot more dollars than the $400 watch. The next form of price anchoring we've done is simply just showing our most expensive collections at the top of our landing pages. So we have a landing page that has like 20 or 30 watches on it. And we typically ordered those in order of, historical best-selling watches. But recently we ran a test where we put all of our automatic watches first. If you don't know watches, that means they're our most expensive watches. And just by ordering the page, basically from priced high to low, we unlocked an 8% increase in conversion rate and a 13% increase in profit per visitor. That adds up to an extra $58,000 in profit a month. Thank you very much. If I had an editor to this podcast, there'd be like a cha-ching noise every time I show the results of an Intelligems test. That adds, 5 or 6 figures of monthly profit. But just imagine that cha-ching went off when we tested showing the highest price products first. Super simple. You could whip up that test in 5 minutes, but it absolutely crushed for us. All right, the last way that I've successfully increased the profitability of our acquisition orders actually thinks less about acquisition, thinks more about retention. We're creating offers that have a positive impact on LTV and a positive impact on lifetime profit. For us, it's gotten really simple, but it's gotten really dialed in and works really well. We incentivize our customers to buy early on in our sales periods, whether it's Father's Day, Valentine's Day, or Christmas. The earlier you buy, the better incentives there are. We are willing to give you a free $50, sometimes a $100 gift card to use on a future purchase if you buy a watch early in the sale. That single move has been a bigger driver of lifetime value and lifetime profit than any other retention tactic we can pull out of the bag. And it starts with acquisition. It starts by, creating offers that attract customers that are willing to acknowledge they'll buy from you again. So someone comes to our site, they buy the watch, but they know they're not done with our brand. They know that they'll be back again. Maybe they're going to buy one for someone else. Maybe they're going to wait a little bit, see how they like their first watch, and come back and buy one that matches or completes the outfit. but it has been crazy, crazy impactful for us. The other things a lot of brands can have success with is running subscriptions. We don't do that because we sell watches, but if you sell anything consumable, anything at all that wears out in a relatively short amount of time, I would highly, highly encourage you to start testing subscriptions. Even if you lose a little bit of conversion rate on the front end, even if profit decreases on the first order because you discounted it a little bit, if enough people stick around for months 2, 3, 4, and 5, and 6 of the subscription, it could end up being your most profitable acquisition offer, just not on day one, but it could pan out over time. So, that was like 15 minutes on how to create more profitable acquisition offers. Test your prices, test your discounts and discount thresholds, test bundles, test price anchoring, and test offers that have LTV in mind. Test offers that are going to attract high value customers who are going to come back to your store and buy again and again. And if you don't have a way to test these yet, go to intelligems.io, let them know I sent you, and make sure you stick around for the next episode of Tactical and Practical. I'll see you next time.